Welcome, everybody, to the clash of beards and bellies. My guy, Bo McBrayer, should be doing the intro because he kicked my ass last week by about, 5-6 points. A late Keenan Allen touchdown. Son of a bitch. Congratulations. Golf clap to you.
Yeah, I was getting nervous because I had a really big lead, and then it kind of trickled away as the day went on. And then you took a lead, like a 1-point lead, and at the very moment you took a 1-point lead, and I was like, "Damn it, he got me!" Keenan Allen scored the touchdown. I won by 6. So that was it. It was all it took for me to win. Was like what you said. Keenan Allen was going to be the difference, and he had a very quiet game. But that 4th and 12 touchdown from Herbert to Allen is what did it for me. And I was hoping for a lot better performance from everyone on my team, but so did you. So neither one of our lineups were great last week. So it's nice to pull closer to even on you. 7-6 now.
One difference, one game difference. You could tie me at the end of this week, which, we'll see if that's going to be the case. I hope not. Here are our lineups. I'll let you soak it in. We got the dark mode and the light mode, kind of let you know which team is which all year. We've been doing this. Bo does go a dark mode over on DK, and apparently I'm a psychopath on DraftKings, and I still have light mode going on. So
yeah, you're a complete serial killer because I have dark mode on every app.
I put it on my phone, and I thought it would just like universally do it on the app. So I'm probably more.
Some apps you have to go into the settings and actually do it, but
okay. Yeah, because some just do naturally once you put on.
That's which is phone, awesome.
So, which I thought
I love those apps.
Yeah, I need to do a little more tinkering, but for our intents and purposes, it's good because you can differentiate Bo's lineup from mine. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about our stacks because that's kind of where we've built around. We have the same core defense and running back play. Let me just put it out there. Tony Pollard with the Cowboys defense. I think it's going to be a really strong tandem. And so do you. You have written about it in the Sports Gambling Podcast Stacks article. So before we get into our wide receiver quarterback stack, let's talk about that mini game stack because I love that.
So I also wrote about it in my DFS flowchart, which is published now. And that's it's all about correlation and stacking points. That's what you stack for. You don't want to stack just for the sake of it because that doesn't really help you. You're looking for a kind of a build up, a snowball effect from your lineup. You're looking for correlation to be an exponential factor in your scoring. So Tony Pollard having a strong day on the ground and the Cowboys in a positive game script it works. It helps both Tony Pollard and the Cowboys defense. If the Cowboys defense does well and they force a lot of turnovers on Houston, then Tony Pollard's going to get more opportunities because they'll be on the field more. And if the Cowboys defense is causing turnovers, more than likely the Cowboys will be ahead in this game, and Tony Pollard in that positive game script will again get more opportunities. On the same side as if Tony Pollard gets out there like gangbusters and runs all over this Houston defense, then those Cowboys pass rush, the best pass rush in the NFL, can pin their ears back and go after Davis Mills even more in the second half. And that kind of snowball effect, we saw it in the fourth quarter against Indianapolis last week, where it was a close game until the fourth quarter, and then that snowball really took effect where Pollard scored again, and then the Cowboys kept turning over Matt Ryan, and it was a huge. It was like, okay, it was a 2-point game, and then they scored 33 in the fourth, and it was over in a hurry. I think it could do that again with Houston and Dallas, but a little bit earlier in the game.
Yeah, I love that. We both, though, see the kind of the game script for the other side in the Houston Texans needing to catch up, needing to kind of throw the football. They're going to have to. No Brandon Cooks, no Nico Collins. So we both have a piece of the wide receiving core. You have Philip Dorsett. I've got Chris Moore. Let's talk about kind of what we see and why did you go Dorsett? Is the price there, or you run out of money?
Yeah, I actually wanted. I had more. Yeah, I had more, but when I went in to put a Conco in, it didn't. I was $100 short. So I went down to Dorsett, which I think Dorsett should be priced at the same as Chris Moore. They're very similar players. They're both slot only guys. They're both guys that wouldn't normally be in a DFS lineup except for the injuries. And this Houston team is going to be throwing the ball a lot in this game because they're not going to be able to keep up otherwise. So one of the pieces, if not both, I kind of like the Denny Carter prescription this week, where if you want to get really different and just outright stupid crazy, do the Davis Mills stack with one or both of these guys and let it ride, because at their prices, you can fill in whatever studs you want around them. And
Right.
I don't think Cowboys defense is so good that they're going to shut Houston out. They're not that kind of defense. They're going to give up some points. They're going to give up some yards, but their game is we get sacks on third down and we cause turnovers at good timing. So this Cowboys team wins because they are opportunistic and they're very good when it gets down to crunch time at putting the game away. So I don't think they're going to necessarily annihilate Houston like everybody else does. I'm going to take Houston and the points. Now that the spread's over 15, it's kind of a no-brainer, because the Cowboys, except for last week, really haven't really stomped anybody except for Minnesota. And that Minnesota game was over in the first quarter.
It was. Yeah. Yeah. 17 and a hook. I mean, that's a lot of points. So
yeah, I'll take Houston and the points, because I do think that Houston kind of puts up a fight, scores some points, and Dallas is going to win because they're a better team. They have a lot more talent on the field, but there's not that big of a gap coaching wise still. I really don't think Mike McCarthy's that good of a coach. Kellen Moore certainly isn't as an offensive coordinator. And Lovie Smith, for how little talent he has on his roster, the Houston has been respectable this year. They really have been keeping games close and competitive despite not having a good roster at all.
At all. Yeah. Now, I think this begs a run back in this situation, and I'm not worried about the defense necessarily. You could get Philip Dorsett or Chris Moore, with 100 yards, 8 catches, no touchdowns, still get you 16, 17 points, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I kind of like the Jordan Akins play, but not so much that it's not really – it's not meant for this lineup. This lineup, I want a sure thing. I want points per dollar in a cash game like this. So that's kind of what I did with my lineup. Is I did points per dollar as a core with Goff and Amon-Ra, but then I came back and my upside plays are kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your core. In this game, it's a 52-point total. Implied team total up in the high 20s for Detroit. They have been scoring points. We've seen that. Jacksonville got obliterated last week. So I'm not too worried about the offense in this. And you've stacked him with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He might just be the nuts this year when he's healthy. He might just be the most consistent wide receiver out there with targets, with volume, with role. This is his offense.
It is, and Jared Goff, his home road splits touchdown wise are extreme. He's thrown all but 2 touchdowns against this season at home at Ford Field, and I think both of those were against Minnesota in that Week 3 game, which was an exact 52-point total, 28-24. So I think this is going to be a similar type game where both offenses kind of move the ball well and they score touchdowns in bunches. And mostly through the air. These teams can both run the ball and throw the ball pretty balanced, but the explosive plays come through the air. Amon-Ra St. Brown could be having a bigger season if he didn't get tackled at the 1-yard line so often. He's been tackled at the 1, it seems like 100 times, and Jamal Williams has cleaned up on every single one of those opportunities. Amon-Ra, he's not the explosive 200-yard guy like Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams, but he gets so much work in this offense where he's always targeted. Jared Goff is always looking for the sun god, and that's what I'm kind of banking on in this game. Is even if they don't have a spectacular game, at their prices, they're a smash play for cash games.
Yeah. No, I like your stack. I'm a little jelly because I have Amon-Ra too, so I cut into your stack, which makes me feel good. I mean,
that hurt a little bit, but I kind of knew you were going to have him because he's going to be chalky as all hell.
Oh yeah. Even in cash, he might just be in everyone's lineup. I went with something that when it hits, it is just unstoppable, and that's Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase. Like it is one of the
this one hurts my soul because I love this stack in GPP this week because it's kind of leveraged, it's kind of nasty, and Joe Burrow doesn't. I mean, T. Higgins got the little hammy strain, which isn't going to be a big deal, but Ja'Marr Chase looked really good coming off that hip injury last week, and I'm looking for that blow up game. So I guess if it helps me win a bunch of money in GPP, then I'll be happy for you and me. but I'm not excited to face this in a cash game head to head because you're an asshole. You are an asshole for this stack.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Makes me feel really good. My dad was an asshole, so I mean, come from a long line of assholes. But I had to go biggest.
Apple falling from the tree analogy thing.
Oh my God, it grew another asshole tree, just right next to it. I had to do it, and here's why I had to do it. Joe Burrow, 25 points per game, basically. He's underpriced. He should be 75, 77, 7,800. It's just the Joe Burrow. Like, I had to pick. Okay, I'm going to go Chase. I like Higgins too, but I'm going to go Chase because I think that's the most upside in this matchup. And it is GPP bro stuff. Like, I had to do it because I've not been winning. I lost last week. I need to come back. And so I needed something big. And that's what my core money is spent there. You can see my tight end is your flex play, but I don't have a tight end then. You know what I mean? So it's kind of baked in there with that Jamar Chase price at 7,900. So
yeah, and you are taking a leap of faith on some of your other plays, like Garrett Wilson keeping up his work. Buffalo is not a great secondary, but they're still overall pretty good. James Cook just at a screaming value this week. I can't believe he's not more chalky in GPP. That's going to be a really fun pick in my player pool for a running back spot under 5K for a guy who had 20 touches last week. Devin Singletary can't do stuff like James Cook can do.
Yeah, 6 catches. Come on.
I love it. I love every part of your lineup except for maybe Garrett Wilson at his price this week. But he's so talented that it's just an upside shot for you. And I did the same thing with DK Metcalf. But DK. You notice I could have gone the same route as you. Our lineups aren't so different where I could have put a Okonkwo at tight end and then I had enough left over. I had 300 left over. I could have gone from Kelsey to Chase. And that's kind of where we diverged there. Was just me taking a shot at Kelsey at 7,600 because I just that's kind of like the Swift rule is if Swift is active, you play him in GPP. It's the same as if Travis Kelsey's on the main slate, which he's not on the main slate very often because they flex the Chiefs into primetime every chance they get.
Yes.
But if Travis Kelsey's on the main slate and he's under 8K, you have to play him. And 7,600 is just ridiculous. That's hilarious. What is he would be like the 4th or 5th most expensive wide receiver on this slate. I can't get past that.
It doesn't make sense. He averages 22 points per game.
Great. He's only gone back-to-back games under 10 PPR points twice in his entire career.
Yeah.
And he went under 10 last week. So is it going to be the 3rd time in his career this week? I would highly doubt it.
No, and listening to him on his podcast, I think he's ready to go.
He's pissed.
Yeah, pissed. So I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he's ready. He's ready to lace him up. So I do like that Kelsey pick a lot. And then DK Metcalf, he's just got the upside in this matchup. The running backs are ding for Seattle, and also you're going to get some. Oh, Mendy's in the house. What's up, Mendy? You're going to get some passing downfield in this matchup with Geno. Oh, we love the Mendy. I saw someone take a swipe at him today. On the Twitters, and I had to say something to that guy because Mendy's awesome. He's a beautiful soul and a person. And the guy definitely was hater rating. So I didn't even stick around.
He's in great shape too.
Oh, he'd kick your ass too.
I could take him. He's a little guy, but he's really strong.
He could kick my ass. I've got 0 fights under my belt. Yeah. No, I'm a lover of women, not.
I'll kick his ass at golf because he's still learning.
There you go. So,
and that's what they were taking shots at him, right? He was
a pretty boy,
So what? Jealousy is an ugly sign. Jealousy looks good on nobody.
Listen, in a couple minutes, we're going to start Chalk Block, which is the world's sexiest DFS show for now. I understand all about having a target on my back because we're pretty boys. So, yeah. So, tying a bow on this, I love your DK Metcalf. Devonta Foreman, sneaky play at 5,400. Seattle's run defense cannot stop anybody at all. So this is just giving me creative pause too to think about how I want to build some of my other lineups. Maybe spend down at running back, put a Foreman and Cook in there. It's volatile, but then get myself.
According to Run the Sims, Deontay Foreman is the only running back who's getting 10% rostership projection who's also got an optimal rate over 10%. So a lot of the guys that are showing up as really chalky are not as optimal. And then you got guys that are really optimal, but then they're ultra chalky. And then Dante Foreman is the only one who's at a good price with a decent 10% roster chip. I can live with that.
Yeah.
And with the optimal rate over 10%. I really like that. It's like you said, sneaky play, because he's been dinged up a little bit. He took a rest day on Wednesday, and everybody freaked out about the Q tag on a Wednesday. And as we always say, wait till Friday. And even on Thursday, he was at full practice and said it was just a rest day.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Ooh. So it's a question for you guys that might be a little more betting than DFS. Well, as a DraftKings VIP, I put a link in the thing here. Click that. That gives you to a.
I like what is he's gonna have us pick some anytime TD scores.
Oh, that is DFS. That's what DFS is. You're hunting touchdowns. That's how you win DFS.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's one for sure. You can make this one. I like
Pollard,
this one right away. Pollard's one of my guys.
That was the top one too.
Yeah. Go Kelsey.
I don't know, because the odds on Kelsey aren't going to be great for an anytime touchdown score. How about Tyler Lockett? I think he scored in 5 straight games.
Lockett in your pocket. You can book it. I like it.
And let's see. I would be really surprised if Nick Chubb didn't score tomorrow.
Nick Chubby. Getting a little Chubb in there. All right, let's see the last one. We did tight end. We do need another wide receiver. Those are a little. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll go Amon-Ra. Right?
Do you think he's going to score?
Yeah.
Yeah, high scoring game. Detroit. Jamal Williams. I mean, if you're not betting Jamal Williams to score a touchdown, you're probably losing this year.
Right. Jamal Williams. Right. That's a slam dunk. Yeah, I should have thought about that.
Because Amon-Ra, if you bet anytime Amon-Ra touchdown, he's going to get tackled at the one like 4 times. It's just science.
I like the Henry call. I mean,
well, yeah. The Jags aren't going to put up much of a fight there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Now, Mendy, thanks for jumping in, man. I love it. We would keep going, but we got a whole nother show to come back on Chalk Block, and we're going to talk about our free. I kind of flubbed it. It's a DraftKings free pick pool where you can go in and enter like a pick 'em, and you can pick the fantasy football lines in there. You can pick the games in there, and then the winner take all $1,000 in your DK account. So if you've not checked that, it's in the comments. I dropped it in there. Go check it back up. Scroll up and
bring it.
Yeah, $3,000 if you win.
I'm hoping to see that $1,000 in my account this week. So
it's going to be in mine. So don't be disappointed. but anyway, what's the line on our matchup here? What do you think?
I'm giving you 6 and a hook.
6 and a hook. Okay, I'm going to say it's more like 3 and a hook. Just because Travis Kelce, I think, does get that touchdown. So, I'm afraid.
I love your lineup. Your lineup is either going to completely fizzle out or it's going to go ballistic.
Yeah, my lineup's nickname is Buck Nasty. So, yeah. Well, thank you for checking us out. I'm Scott Simpson, Nibble W Numbers. This is my co-host and I would say dueling banjos brother. Bo_McBigTime, Bo McBrayer. Follow him and all of his wares over there. We'll be back for Chalk Blocked in like a few minutes. See you soon.